They are not. Okay, good morning. Yes, Yashika. Good. All right. So what we will do, yeah, since I'm recording, I will pin my video and I will go to. Today we are going to look at certain basic end games, okay, and basic mates. So basic mates itself, it's like, I think you know how to mate with a queen, two rooks and one rook, etc. Now we have to also learn how to checkmate with two bishops. Okay, two bishops is also one fundamental checkmate you need to know. And there is also checkmate possible with one bishop and one knight. Two knights alone cannot checkmate a king. One bishop and one knight can checkmate, but I teach that at level 3. It is slightly complicated. But first, two bishops is easy. Okay, so we learn it at level 2. We'll learn the two bishops checkmates. I think everybody should know. Why it is easy is that, see, the bishops being of different color, see, when you place it like this, right, they can erect a barrier just like a rook can erect it by itself, but the two bishops combined together can erect a barrier which the king cannot cross. See, if the king is on black king is on the right side of this barrier, it cannot cross the barrier and go to the left side, right? So this allows you to keep squeezing the king. The principle is same what we had used in the rook end game, king and rook versus king, right? What we said is that using the king and the rook, you have to keep squeezing the king, opponent's king, to the edge of the board and then checkmate him. The principle is similar here. Only thing is that instead of a single rook, you have to play with two bishops. Okay, and then only you can checkmate him. Okay, so the handout I'm going to share it. So this will explain to you. But what we will do is we will directly go to the board editor and we will take it, and so that you will really understand. Okay, so let me clear the board. Let me put the opponent's king in the most advantageous position at the center of the board. Let us put a white king at the corner. Okay, let's put a white king at the corner, and let us put a black bishops also at different corners. Okay, so this way we'll start it and we'll see it from here. Okay, we'll see it from here. Okay, now the technique. So please look at the technique how it is. Okay, so first is that, see, these two bishops being so far apart, it is not, you will not be able to. What we said is that the position in the thing, so they need to be together to erect a barrier just next to each other. Okay, so that will be our first aim, and with the king nearby. Even if the king is not nearby, bishops, because of the way that it is there, they can protect themselves if they are together. Okay, but in general, that is what is required. So now, and the bishops also need to be somewhere in the thing, right? So what we will do is we will start with, let us start with pushing a king here, giving a check. Now someone wants to play from the black side.
Sir, can I play?
Yeah, you can play.
Sir, me.
Okay, so one by one you give the moves. Okay, and type the moves. Type the moves in the chat. So where is black king going to move now? Or you can even tell me what is the thing. Where is it? King to f4. Okay, king to f4 is a good idea. King f5 is also a good idea. Which one? Because I got king f4 first, I will take it. It's almost equally. King e6 is going closer to the board. I think f4, f5 is also similar. It is all equal. We'll try king f4. Okay, king f4. So what I will do is I want to get my bishops and kings nearby and cause this one. So what I will do is maybe I will. Yeah, I will move my king. Why? Because see, already this bishop is controlling like this. Now, if I bring my king here, I'll be able to erect the barrier here also. So, and then I will get my bishop. Okay. So I'm bringing my king here. Okay. Now, Himika, where do you want to move the king now? Black king. You may want to go back to e5 also. That is also okay. No, e5 is no longer possible now because this is covered and this is also covered and this is covered, right? So who is saying okay, I got first from okay, g5 g4, maybe king g5. Okay, king g5. Okay, now what do I want to do? I want to now get my this bishop. I will put it. Okay, so can you see now what I have done is this is a diagonal and this is also a diagonal. So now the king, I have erected a barrier now. The king will not be able to cross now. Okay, this barrier. Plus I also have this, right? So now let us play, see where will the black king now go. Tell me where.
G4.
G4, huh? G4 is a nice logical move. Now what I want to do is I want to bring my black dark square bishop here. See, so now this is cut off and this is also cut off. Right now the king is, see how I have restricted the king to only a narrow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 6 squares are possible. Now where you want to put it now? H4. Somebody is saying H4, huh? Now or no, I guess you will want to not go to the edge of the board. G5, yeah, G5 is better because you don't want to go to the edge of the board. But now what I do is, what do I do? I bring my king here. I start coming in with my king. Okay. Now again
Sir,
you will
king to G4.
Yeah, king to G4. Now you will not want to go to the edge of the board again. Now I bring my bishop here. See, now it is even more restricted. This. Now there are only 4 squares left. Right? Now where will you want to go?
King H4. King to H3. King to H4.
Okay, let us see H4 because it is in the towards the middle of the board. So we will first try king to H3. Okay, to king to H3. So when you do this, right, now what I do is, instead of bringing, now I bring my king closer. Okay, I want to bring my king closer, and so that so now, okay, now
king to H5.
King to H5. Okay, king to H5. Now when this happens, right, now I have to drive, so to get the king I have to drive it to the corner. Okay, one of the corners. So whichever one I decide, I will want to get it to the corner. Now because my king is on this side, I will want to get him to the corner of H1. That is quicker, right, rather than H8. Right, so I have decided that because my king is already on F3 and the king, the bishops are well positioned, I will try to deliver the checkmate on H1, which means that I have to bring my king, I have to force the king now to slowly come to H1, slowly. Okay, not immediately. Now first, right now the king cannot escape from here anywhere, right, but I have to move. So how do I drive it? Now all I do is I waste one move. I just make a waiting move. I just make a waiting move. Okay.
King to
Who had joined using the ID Shivani?
Sir, me.
What is your name?
Mishti, sir.
Oh, Misty. Okay, okay. See, you are trying to take control. I cannot allow you control. I think why you are
I
sending.
was just saying what it is, sir.
Okay, okay. Fine. So, okay. So now black, where does black play now?
Sir, H4. King to H4.
King to H4. Now I do a very smart thing. You know what? Bishop to, I play my bishop to G6 now. Why? Because now this square is also gone and this is also gone. This is anyway not possible, right? So now how do I force the king now? The king will have to come.
King to H3.
King to h3. Very nice. King to h3. Now, how do I force him further? I want him to come down
Bishop
rather
to
than go up.
g5.
Ma'am,
Bishop to
G4. Sir, B bishop to G4. Yeah.
Correct, correct. G5 actually. See, this much is now gone, right? Now, king has only one move,
King H2.
h2. Now, I'm not, see, now giving a check will be a blunder, okay? Now, don't try to give him a check now. Slowly try to squeeze. So, what will be the move? Logically think, and what will be white's move? I want to keep
Bishop to f5.
Bishop to f4.
f5, correct. See,
Bishop to F.
this also is now taken. So, now, king will go to h1, right? Now,
King to f2.
sorry,
f4.
King to f2.
King to f2. Yeah, king to f2 is good. King to f2 is good.
Sir, but can we use a bishop to F4? I thought that was a better idea.
No, because then the king will come to g1. See, now here after you play king to f2, there are only two squares left for the king, h1 and h2, right? So now in two moves, actually you will be able to deliver the checkmate. How? Now first of all, black to move. How? Black will move. Only move.
h2.
Now white.
Bishop F4.
Bishop to f4. Now king black.
King H1.
Now
Bishop to
Bishop E4.
correct. Got it. Final check will be coming from the bishop of the corner, same square as the corner square where the king is. And now this is checkmate. Okay.
checkmate in just 14 moves.
Yeah, we did it in 14 moves from a very relatively bad position, right? Our bishops were completely separate and the king was, his king was in the middle, our king was at the edge, right? So it takes about, yeah, it takes about 14, 15, maybe maximum 19 moves it takes. Okay, and the chess rules allow you up to 50 moves, right? Even if you are left with no pawns left, then 50 more rules start. So there is more than enough time
No,
to.
sir, it's 25 moves. One
No, it is
move
not-
by
it is
you
not-
and one with your opponent is called 2 moves.
No, that is wrong. Don't think like that. One move means you and your opponent both playing is one move. It is not two separate moves.
Okay.
Okay, so 50 moves, you get 50 moves. Okay, so this is again just I will just go through. Okay, we started with here. How did we start? We wanted to get the bishops next to each other, at least on a diagonals which are like this, so that they can erect a barrier. So we started with this. Black king played here. We said fine. Now we brought up our king. That is very important. You have to bring in your king. Now when he went here, now we brought our bishop. Right? See, now we have already got him in a. The moment we brought our two bishops next to each other, they kind of create this scissor-like pattern, right? And then you have to use it smartly. Okay, after that. So there are some moves it will come when. So you have to use your king also so that you can keep squeezing the opponent's king. And finally, when he's at the edge of the board, then you have to determine which corner you want to bring him in. Sometimes you have to waste a move like this just to make him get your turn to move with the right in the right position, and then you can simply right. So this is a technique. All of you, please learn this technique. What is the best way to play? It is to play against the computer.
Sir,
This position, yeah.
Sir,
why,
try it with Stockfish 13.1.
Yeah. Try it. I think you should be able to do it.
sir,
Yeah,
why can't king go next to king?
because the other king will kill it. So it is like king is going next to king is like putting your king in check, right? And you can never create a move that will cause your king to go into check. That is why it is not.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So best way to play this, right, is to go to this one position. Yeah, tools, board editor, put this position like this for you to practice. Put this position and then say, what do you call, continue from here. I think there is a play with computer. Yeah, play with computer. This is what you should do to practice it. Play with computer, okay, from this position. And you want to play white or you want to play black. So you want to practice that you should be able to checkmate. So choose white. And yeah, this is actually very easy. Black will play because it was at a level. But let us put it. It is very simple. So you can put it the computer to the highest level also.
Sir, once I have won against the computer.
Oh, yo, what am I making? Yeah, here, continue from here. Play against the computer. Play at the highest level. Time control unlimited. You take white.
Sir, once I have won against the computer.
Yeah.
Might be a rolling checkmate.
Yeah, fine. So now we are playing against the computer. Okay, Stockfish. Okay, so it is trying to make life difficult. It is going to make the life difficult, but it's okay. What we are going to do is we are going to centralize our king first. Okay, king. His king is himself is going to the edge of the board. I am very happy because I will bring my. See, now I have established my this. Okay. So now that he has brought in here, I will bring my other bishop here. So now I have got him completely, right? I've got him in here. Now I do not want to continue just by playing with the bishops because it will cause. So I need to bring my king in. So I'm going to get my king in. Okay. Now let us see what he does. Okay. So he has gone here, which is okay. I bring my king.
Sir, can I play as white?
You can play it yourself. You can set it up. You have live chess. I'm just going to quickly describe and go away. Okay. So
Okay.
let me bring my bishop like this. Yeah, he wants to come. So I'm supporting my bishop. Yeah, going up here. So now what is the thing? I want to slowly start driving him. I'm going to drive him to the A8 corner. How you will see it. A8, I'm going to checkmate him on A8. First, I block this. So next, what do? I block this. Okay, so he has come here. So now I bring it up here.
So after this, you'll have to move the king.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to get my bishop in here. Yep. All right. Fine. So what do I do now? I get my this.
Bishop to d4.
Mate in one. The king
Not-
goes to the corner.
Not mate in one yet.
So you should move the king up and then in.
So this is not a mate in one yet, right?
Understood.
I have to lose some moves. So what do? I cannot give him stalemate. So I want to give him some chance for moving something. So let me give it.
Now it's a mate.
Yeah. See, it took slightly more time because I made one or two mistakes, I think, maybe. But and Stockfish also played well. So obviously it is playing at level 8. Yeah. But this way you have to practice. Okay. It is not in the class here. You can set this up position yourself and you can play against the computer. Okay. So this is what, please do it. You should just master it. You should be able to, doesn't matter whether it is stockfish, lila fish or alpha zero. In this position, you should be able to checkmate him, doesn't matter. Okay. So now we are going to go ahead. Just give me 1 second. So this is a very crucial, everybody should know this. Okay, two bishops is a very simple, there is nothing. Bishop and knight, at least there is some complication. But yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me, sir. This condition comes when, like, by chance you got two bishops and you have two bishops up. So if the queen comes in front of the queen, queen into queen is a good trade that time because you are 6 points up. And if you trade everything with everything, you will be left with two bishops and you can
Correct.
do the mate.
Correct. I mean, this is not something that you want to get because you normally want to keep at least one pawn which you can queen. Then it is much easier to win by queening a pawn. But sometimes it happens that the opponent will sacrifice his piece for your pawns, etc. So then he's purposely trying to make it difficult for you. Then you should know what to do. Okay, fine, excellent. Now we are going to look at some king and pawn endings, basic king and pawn endings. Okay. And the first principle that you need to understand is the rule of the square. Okay. So what is the thing? See, when king and pawn are against king, there is a lone king and you have a king and a pawn. What is your objective? Your objective is to promote the pawn to become a queen. Some noise is coming. I'll have to.
Ma'am, it was, sir, it was Shivani.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to mute all. Okay, fine. So see what is your objective is to queen the pawn. Okay, what is the simplest way? Simplest way is let the pawn go to the end square. If the opponent king cannot stop it, then why you waste many moves? Directly queen it and after that checkmating, right? Now to determine, but most of the time this is not possible. Okay, because opponent king will block the pawn from queening. Now you need to know whether he can block or not, and that's why there is a very simple thing called as the rule of the square, as you can see in this first diagram on the top, right? See, the pawn is there, right? From there you draw a square all the way to the edge of the chessboard where the pawn is going to queen. Okay, you make a square of it. Okay, and if black king can get into that square, that means he can stop the pawn. Very simple. Right, so let us take it here. Let us take okay, clear the board. Let us put the black king here, white king also somewhere here. Okay, now if I put the pawn on a4, okay, now if I put the pawn on a4, where is the square? It is going from, this is the square, right? This is the square, right, of side 5, 5 into 5. Now black king is far away from the, black king is far away from the from this square. So this position, white does not even need his king to support the pawn. The pawn by itself, it will promote in 4 moves and black king cannot reach it, right?
So can I be white?
No, there is no, I'm not even playing this because it is so obvious that there is no point in playing white. Okay, what if the pawn is here? What if the pawn is here?
The king can reach the area.
How can the king reach? Where is the square? The square is going from E3 to A8 to diagonally up to F8 to F3.
Yeah.
Oh, sir, king can't reach there.
King cannot reach there. King cannot reach there. So black king will not be able to. Even a pawn on A3 also, you will be able to actually force it. What if the pawn is on A2? What if the pawn is on A2? Now,
Still cannot.
Sir, he can come.
black to play can come, white to play cannot come, right? Okay, let us make it. So there is an interesting.
Now black can come. Now black can come. Black to play, black can come because in the square it will come in the square. So the square is one move near it.
So black king will try to come here, and now if you see here, this is the square, right? This is the square, and black king is already in that square, so black king will stop it. However, there is one trick here, because of which white will still win this without even
I
needing.
know it. I know it.
Why? Because the pawn is on the original square, so pawn will move 2 squares, and now where is the square? Now the square is like this. Pawn, now it is black
So
to
now
play.
it's difficult.
Now even after making the move, black is still out of the square, and then what will happen? See, black cannot catch it, right? Right, one move short, right? Why? Because white's pawn had a 2 square move at the beginning. Okay, so this also you have to take into consideration. Normally, if it is not on the base square, then you simply can draw the square of the pawn and see whether opponent king is inside it or not. If the pawn is on the base square, then you know that it can move 2 squares. So you have to draw the square from the
Sir, if the king was on B7, it would have been very, very difficult to promote.
yeah, obviously B7, then you would have to bring your king. So what I'm telling is here is, when you don't even need the support of your king, how do you know? How do you know whether you need the support of your king or not? For that, you have to use this rule of the square. Okay, and if your opponent, see, I am black, I want to obviously catch the pawn, but whether I can catch it or not, I need to know. But for a pawn which is on the base square, I need to construct the rule of the square from the square in front of the pawn, one square in front, because I know he can move 2 places at one go for the first move, right? So now, so that's why instead of I'm to play and I'm looking at it, and instead of A2, I consider it as A3. Okay, because next move he will go to A4 directly. So I consider it as A3 and construct the square. Okay, and see whether I can get into the square. Now, because I cannot get into the square, I know that it will be, I will not be able to stop the pawn, right? So at least I should know. And if I can come in, then why not? Then you obviously will come and want to obstruct, right? So rule of the square is extremely important in the king and pawn end games. Okay, so this is one thing. Now second thing is zugzwang. I think we had briefly learnt about zugzwang. So zugzwang is also very, very important in king and pawn endings.
Sir, Zugzwang means like every one of your pieces properly supported, but you still are forced to make a move.
No, Zugzwang means that you don't want to make a move, but you have to.
Yeah,
like
that is
there are conditions you cannot mate anyone, but you'll have to play your move.
Yeah, correct. I think what Vihan said is right. So here, if you see here, this is a position in which neither side wants to make a move in this position, right? So if you want to say white to play, it will become a draw. White does not want to play, and if it is black to play, then white wins. Okay, so given this position, white will say, oh, I don't want to move it. Okay, black, given this position, black will also say, I don't want to move it. Okay, but that's why whichever side is to make a move will have a worse result here, and that is mutual zugzwang. Okay, because both sides are in zugzwang. Now here I have said white to move, so it becomes a draw. How it becomes a draw? Because if I push the pawn, then black king goes in front of the pawn, and now if white king continues to defend the pawn, then it's a stalemate.
Yes.
If the black
Then it is a stalemate.
does any other move, then the black pawn falls. So, I mean, white pawn falls, and then it's a draw. So there is no way for thing. And if you don't move the pawn, and if you simply come back, let us say, then black king goes in front of the pawn. Then what you do here? Black king will again go here. Then if you come here, again black king here. Or if you go here, f6, then black king will take the opposition by going to f8, and it is the same position, just this side of the pawn, right? So anyway, you cannot make any progress here. So that is why if white to play, it's a draw, even though there is a pawn. But if in the same position, okay, if it is in the same position, and I will make this black to play. Okay, now it is black to play. Now what happens is, Now white wins. What will black want to do? Black want to go in front of the pawn, but pawn comes to 7th rank without a check. And now these squares are gone. This is gone. This is gone. So black king has to move to d7, and then white king goes to f7, and next move the pawn wins. Right? So this is the concept of Zugzwang. You have to understand it. One key principle is in king and pawn endings. If your pawn goes from 6th to 7th rank with a check, then it's a draw. If it goes without a check, like in this case, then it's a win. Okay, so you have to understand and try to get all of this in. These are very important in the king and pawn endgames, and these are very, very common endgames, because assuming like you and your opponent, who are almost as good if you play, right? Most of the times you will have an equal game going into the end game. Nobody will be like, you will not be one bishop up, knight up, because both of them are equally good. So they will kill each other. Maybe they would have lost one pawn here or there, etc. So one pawn extra happening, getting either side, either you are trying to win or you are trying to defend against, is a very common occurring, and you should know this really very well. Okay, so I'm just telling you these principles. So we learned about the rule of the square, we learned about Zugzwang. We also, sometimes you have two pawns but they are doubled, etc., or whichever way. Sometimes they are in a rook pawn, etc., and black king is trying to get a stalemate. Now there is a way to also win by using sacrificing one of the pawns. Okay, so this is a very interesting thing that you should know. Clear board, I will tell you. Board editor. Clear board. So white has got a pawn here and here. White has got a king here. Black has got a king here. Okay, and it is white to play. Look at this position. White to play. What can
starts with a check.
Starts with a check. Then what happens is, it's not, black king goes here. d7.
Now it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, it's going to become a draw, because now your king will have to give up the pawn. Not only that, he will have to give up the pawn, and the black king is completely blocking it and is having all the things. So no matter what you do now, it is a draw. This is a draw. Okay.
So check was a bad move.
Check was a bad move. What other move can you do?
Sir,
King to c6.
King to c6.
King to c6 is a stalemate. Can you see?
King c4.
King to c6 is a stalemate.
So king c4.
King to c4, then black will take this pawn and it's a draw. Black will block the pawn, like we said now.
so there's no way that white can win with white to play.
Okay, now white plays this. Now
King into pawn.
Black king will capture it.
Now I'm getting the opposition.
King a7.
King to a7, I will go to c6.
King
To
a6.
to a6.
King to a6. Are you sure?
Pawn to b5.
Pawn to b5.
On b5. King a7.
King a7, then
Pawn b6.
So king c7.
Pawn to b6.
pawn to b6.
To b6.
No, this is a
King-
mistake. This is a mistake. This is a
King to
mistake.
b8.
This is a
King to
mistake.
b8.
So
It
king
will become a
c7.
stalemate.
This is a mistake. King to c7.
Sir.
King to c7 is the correct move.
King a8.
King to a8, then I play king to b6.
Get the opposition.
King to opposition, I go to king to a6.
Okay. Get your king to c8. C8 is a better move.
No, c8 is a bad move immediately. C8 is a lost immediately. If you play king to c8, then king to a7 and finished. After that, the pawn will be protected all the way down. So you have to play king to a8, but then I play b6. Now king to b8 and I play b7.
B7.
Now you have to play king to c7. Now I play king to a7 and next move I queen. Right? So what this involved was a sacrifice of the pawn. See, this is another concept that you have to know. In
Sir,
the
without sacrificing, we can't win.
no, you cannot win without sacrificing in this position. You must sacrifice, and that is the only way to win. So that is why, I mean, this is just for you to know. See, it is nobody is saying what you have to realize is you win irrespective of whether you have one queen or whether you have one queen and one pawn or two pawns. Doesn't matter. You will win. If you have the queen, you will win. So it is completely okay to sacrifice any number of pawns as long as you are sure to get one queen. Absolutely sure. If you are able to get it very cleanly, I don't care about the other pawns. I will sacrifice them to ensure that I queen, and then I can very easily win. Right? This is another principle that you need to remember. Okay, so all of this is there in the handout. So I have said rule of the square, zugzwang, and sacrifice for opposition. See, what did I do here? Just got the opposition by sacrificing by b7, took it, and now I got opposition, which is what is allowing me to win. Right? I got the opposition. Now black is to play. Doesn't matter where he will play. If he plays to king c7, then also I'm okay completely. Okay. So even if whether you play to a7, that was good, but then I played c6. This was mistake. I think you have to be very careful before pushing the pawn. King a7, you have to play king to c7. Right? So this was the key thing. So please remember this, and I'm going to send a handout. Please study it very carefully. The second part of the handout, there are some more endgames I'm going to teach in the next session. Okay. All right. So that is what is there for this week. Let me stop.